3.01 Whose Truth? Who knows the whole story? Knowledge is power. Stories make life wonderful. You will gain the power of choosing who tells your story to reveal whatever truth you want. At the end of this lesson, you will complete a quiz related to a narrative text. What is a narrative? Narrative text is part of your daily life, and life is full of great stories. When reading fiction or watching a TV show, you are immersed in a writer's imagination. Immersed means wrapped up in or submerged. Creative books and media have a narrative as their foundation. When you explain to a friend or write in a journal what you did last weekend, you're creating a narrative. Even songs tell stories. Real life inspires narratives as well. Biographies, histories, and news reports are narratives of real people and events. Narratives are stories. It is the creative writing about characters, whether real or imagined, and events that happen to them over a span of time. Nonfiction narratives usually stick to telling the story's events in sequence. In this module, you will use your imagination to create a written narrative text. You already have experience with creating stories. Now you have a name for it. What is a narrative? Narratives come in many forms and can be real or imaginary. All narratives, though, have two main things in common. They have the elements of a story and purpose. Purpose. Narrative text has a purpose, just as any other type of text. It can be meant mainly to inform, persuade, or entertain. It can also inspire or teach. All narrative writing, whether real or imaginary, contains the same elements found in any story. It includes a setting, characters, a problem or conflict, and a resolution. Why is the narrator important? Well, imagine you and a friend participate in an obstacle course event. Your parent asks about it, and each of you has different things to say about it. You thought it was great and focused on your favorite obstacle and the great weather. Your friend thought it was awful, complaining about the mud and the impossible challenges. What conclusions might your parent draw about the event? In life, our reality is based on our own interpretations of what we experience. Each person in a situation can see things differently, depending on what is happening to whom. The narrator is the person who's telling the story or narrative. Who the narrator is can completely change the story. Narrators see events from their own perspective, which may not reflect the whole truth. Perspective is viewpoint. The narrator's tone, attitude toward the subject or audience, and role in the story affect the reader's impressions. The narrator might be an objective observer, not having a personal opinion regarding a situation. Or the narrator may have personality and an opinion on the events in the story. Some fiction writers will change the narrator for different parts of the book, even every chapter, to get a new viewpoint on the story, even as if it continues to move forward in time. So this guy says, "What a dumb waste of time and money. I'll never get these clothes clean again. I knew I should have gone to the mall instead. This is so boring just to sit here and watch." And this guy up here says, "Wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. What a great day." And this person down here, "This is a fun way to raise money for a good cause. I'm glad I came to watch and support my friends. Next time, I'll participate." So those are different perspectives. What is point of view? Think about a story you and a friend both know very well. How would each of you tell the story to someone else? Would your versions be the same? Your stories would likely differ. Writers tell stories from a specific point of view, which can affect how you and other readers understand the text. Point of view types. First person uses the word I, and one character tells the story. Second person uses the word you and makes the reader feel a part of the story. Third person omniscient. The narrator is not part of the story and knows what every character is thinking and feeling. Third person limited, the narrator is not part of the story, but knows only one character's thoughts and feelings. And third person objective, the narrator is not part of the story and does not know any character's thoughts or feelings, but only states their actions and speech. Imagine you are holding a video camera. You see all the action, but there's no one to tell you what the actors are thinking. How do you choose a viewpoint? Narrative tales can teach life lessons, but also entertain. When you write your own narrative, your purpose will be to entertain your readers. However, you have options in selecting your point of view and should think carefully about the impact of that choice. Thinking about point of view will help you determine who should narrate your story and which character would be most entertaining or important to have to explain the events that occur. Think of a trip to an arcade as your story and the camera on your cell phone as the point of view. Would it be better to stand at a distance and capture everything, or would it be better to join in and get a closer look at only a few things? Each point of view has advantages and disadvantages. How do you choose a point of view? First person. The narrator is part of the story. The narrator uses first-person pronouns such as I, me, we, and us. I am so frustrated. We just arrived and now we're talking about going to the movies. We've planned this trip for weeks and I want to get enough points for that. TV. Besides, none of the new movies are worth seeing. Second person. Your narrator tells a story in which your reader is a character. The narrator uses second-person pronouns such as you and your. Note, very few stories are told from the second-person point of view. You and your friend arrive at the arcade when Joey suggests going to the movies instead. You feel irritated because you planned the trip weeks ago and want to earn enough points for a TV. Besides, you don't think any of the new movies are worth seeing. Third person omniscient. The narrator is not part of the story, and they can see into all the characters' thoughts. This is the most commonly used point of view. Jenny and Joey arrive at the arcade, but Joey soon suggests going to the movies instead. Jenny feels irritated since she planned the trip weeks ago and wants to earn enough points for a TV. Joey's excited about a certain movie and wants to convince Jenny to go. However, Jenny doesn't think any of the new movies are worth seeing. Third person limited. Like third person omniscient, the narrator is not part of the story and uses third person pronouns. In the limited point of view, however, the narrator only has knowledge of the inner thoughts and feelings of one character. Jenny and Joey arrive at the arcade, but Joey soon suggests going to the movies instead. Jenny feels irritated since she planned the trip weeks ago. She wants to earn enough points for a TV. Joey is smiling and telling her about a certain movie. Yet, Jenny doesn't think any of the movies are worth seeing. Third person objective. Like the other third person types of point of view, the narrator is not part of the story and uses third person pronouns. However, in the objective point of view, the narrator does not know anyone's inner thoughts or feelings. The narrator can only state their visible actions and speech. Jenny and Joey arrive at the arcade. Joey soon suggests going to the movies instead. Jenny frowns at him and looks over at the prizes counter. Joey smiles and tells Jenny that one of the new movies looks awesome. Jenny doesn't say anything and continues to look around the arcade. Recap. Now you should be familiar with purpose and point of view in narrative writing. Purpose: to entertain, inform, or persuade. Point of view: first person, second person, third person omniscient, third person limited, or third person objective. What is my assignment for this lesson? Read the lesson again. Finish the activities in the lesson. Go to assignment 3.01 and complete the quiz.